Okay, I'm going to show you how to draw this floor plan. This floor plan is drawn at a 1/4 inch scale. We're going to be starting on the left side of the paper. And we're going to draw this line first, that is 39 feet. So I already drew the floor plan, but I put a piece of trace paper over it so I can show you the process of how I eventually got to this. So we are going to be using our 1/4 inch scale, which is 1/4. And we always start at the 0. No matter what scale we're at, we're always going to start at the 0. So we're going to start with doing this line out here. So we always start at the 0 and put a little mark. Now we need to go 39 feet. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36, 38, 40. So between the number 38 and the number 40, we have our 39, which is right here in the middle. So we're going to go ahead and leave a little mark. So we know we need a line from this point to this point, but we need a straight line. So how we get our straight lines is we put our triangle at the bottom of the paper and line it up with the bottom of the paper. Okay, notice the difference between trace and paper. I'm talking about paper. Line it up with the bottom of the paper. That'll give us our perfect 90-degree angle on this paper. So we're going to go up. And we do not make it to this dot up here, so we're going to have to flip our triangle, line it up with the paper over here. So it's lined up with our paper. We're going to go ahead and it's lined up with our paper. We're going to go ahead and continue the line. And there we have our first line for our wall at 39 feet. Now we're going to go ahead and turn the corner. That means we're going to be aligning our triangle with this side of the paper since we're going to draw a line this way now. So this line needs to be 64 feet. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at 0 on our 1/4 inch. And we're going to mark up to 46 because that's as far as we can go. Now we're going to start at our 0 and 46. And now we're going to go to 17. That's the difference. Okay? To get to 64, we need to go to 17. So 16 and 18, but between that 17, so we're going to put a mark at the 17. So I'm going to line up this triangle with the edge of this line so I can get it further. We can go off of this line because we know it's a straight line. It's a straight line because we went off the edge of the paper. So that's the only reason why we can do this. Okay, we're going to go ahead and make our straight line. And again, it didn't meet, so we're going to go ahead and do it over here. Now this side, I'm going to line it up with the edge of the paper because there's no straight line to go off of. I mean, it's that one right there, but you don't have that line. So line it with the edge of the paper, and then make your line. Now we didn't completely connect it, just go ahead and connect it. Now we have our two lines. Now we're going to go ahead and do this opposite side, and we are going to start at 0, which is right here where the other wall ends, and we're going to go up to 39. We're going 39 feet because it was 39 feet on the other side, and that's what it says on the floor plan. So we're going to go 0 all the way to 39. We have 38, we have 40, right in between that is 39. We mark a dot. I'm going to go ahead and line it up with the bottom of the paper because that's always best. So you see how I line up with the bottom of the paper. and I'm going to go straight up. Now, I'm going to line it up with the bottom of the paper over here. It's lined up now, and I'm going to connect it. So now we have that line. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and do these two lines. We're going to connect them. These were both measured at 39, so there's really no need to go ahead and do any measurements. We just need to connect them, but we need to connect a straight line. So I'm going to line up the bottom of this triangle to that line. It's lined up with the line that I made, and I'm just going to bring the line over as long as I can. And same with the other side, line up with the line that I already made, and then connect that line. And there we have our outer line so far. Now what we're going to do is our wall thicknesses, and our wall thicknesses are going to be 6 inches for our X. Okay, we're going to do our wall thicknesses at 6 inches. So on our 1/4 inch scale, we have 0. Now anything before the 0 is our 12 inches. 12 inches equals 1 foot. So we have 0 to this point is 12 inches, or 1 foot. So half of 12 inches is 6 inches. So this mark right here is 6 inches. So our wall thickness is going to be from 0 to 6 inches. So we're going to go measure our walls and make them 6 inches. So I have this point to this point, which is 6. 0 to 6 is going to be the thickness of our walls. I'm going to do a little mark. And then 0 to 6. And this is the thickness of our wall. So I'm going to do a little mark. Now, I can line the triangle up at the bottom of the paper. Follow our line and go all the way up. Flip over our triangle, line it up with the paper, okay, and now continue our line all the way down. And now we have our wall thickness for this side. I'm going to go ahead and make this line darker so you can kind of see. Okay, so now you can see our wall thickness. We're going to go ahead and do 6 inches on all the walls and give them thickness as well. So from this point right here where our 6 is to 0, that's going to be the thickness, and we're going to go do that for the other side as well. Six to 0. Sorry. 0 to 6 inches. Okay? So we can line it up with this straight line because we know it's straight. And we can take our line all the way over. We can do it for this one as well. Here's the dot that we're starting at. Line it up with the bottom of that line. We know our endpoint's right here. We're going to start here, take it all the way over. There we go. That's the thickness for this wall now. Now we're going to go up. You still need to mark 6 inches. Align it with the piece of paper, or in this case I'm going to do this line because I know it's a straight line already. We're going to go all the way up. This is my end point right here, lining it up with the bottom piece of the paper, connecting that line to this line. And there's our thickness of this wall. And same thing. 0 to 6, mark it. And 0 to 6, mark it. And when I say 6, I mean 6 inches. So I'm lining up with the bottom of the paper. This is a straight line. This is a 90-degree angle. I'm going to take the line all the way over. Line up with the bottom of the paper, or the bottom of the straight line. Paper is fine too. Okay, get that point, take it all the way over and connect it. Okay, and there we have our wall thicknesses. Okay. Now we're going to go ahead and do our wall and door, our window and door openings. So our first opening is going to be at that front door, and you can see it right here in the back. But we're going to have to go ahead and mark 16 feet 6 inches from this point, the outside point. We're going to go 0 to 16 feet 6 inches. So right here we have 16 and 18, in between that's 17. So in between 17 and 16, remember in between every foot is 12 inches, because 1 foot is the same as 12 inches. So between 16 and 17, that's a 1 foot difference. So in between here is 12 inches. Half of 12 inches is 6 inches. So from here to here is 12 inches. Half of that is 6 inches from here to here. So that's where we get our 16 feet 6 inches. This is 17. Then so the 6 is 6.5, which is 16 feet 6 inches. So we're going to go ahead and start our door right here. And then we're going to go ahead and mark 3 feet from that point. So you're going to put where you put your little mark and go 0 to 3. So you can go 0, 1, 2, 3. 3 is in between the 4. And put a mark, and you're just going to draw your little lines up. So here's the mark. Line it with the paper. You're going to go up. Align it with the paper, and you're going to go up. So there's our mark for a 3-foot door. Kind of went past that. Now what's going to happen is we're going to erase this. And then we're going to go ahead and leave that space opening for our door. Now a door is shown like this when we have a door swing. So our door is going to close like this, and that's the closed door, and it's going to open like that, and that's the open door. So when a door's 3 feet, this needs to be 3 feet, so when the 3 feet comes all the way down, it closes into that little 3-foot opening. So we need to find 3 feet. So from this point right here to this point, we're going to need to find 3 feet. So 0, 1, 2, 3. So we're going to mark where our 3-foot point ends. And you're going to want to make a straight line from this point to this point. So you're going to get your triangle, make sure that line's straight, line it with the edge of the paper, and draw that line. Once that line's complete, there's nothing that I have to help you make a curve, but you're just going to have to take your time and draw a nice door swing and have it end at that point. And there you have your first 3-foot door. We haven't done the interior walls. Let me go ahead and do the interior walls, and then we can add the doors on the interior walls as well. So we're going to take a break from the doors, we're going to go to the interior walls. So we're going to need to make our interior walls, and for this point, which is the outer point, we're going to need to go to this next point at 14 feet 6 inches. So we're going to start at 0. There we go. And we're going to go 14 feet 6 inches. So 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. 14's right here, and then 15's right over here. So we're going to go 14 and a half, which is 14 feet 6 inches. So not going all the way to 15, which is right here. We don't need to go to 15. Remember, in between 15 and 14 is 12 inches, which is 1 foot. Half of 12 inches is 6 inches. So we're going to go to that halfway point. 14 feet 6 inches. Let's go ahead and do a little mark. And then once that mark is done, you're going to go ahead and bring down your line. So you want to make sure that you line up the triangle with the edge of your paper and bring down your line. Oh, but we don't know how far to bring it down. Sorry. So we're going to just go ahead and mark it right here. We're going to just do the mark, and then I'll show you how much to bring it down. We're not there yet. Okay, so we had marked it up here, and now we're just going to go ahead and continue with our marks, and then we'll go ahead and bring our dimensions down. So after 14 feet 6 inches, we're going to go 16 feet. So again, with our 1/4 inch scale, we're going to go 0, and we're going to go all the way to 16 feet. So 0, this is an easy one, and just end at 16. I'm going to put another mark right here. Okay. Now that we have those marks, now we know where we're going to bring our walls down. So from this point, we're going to go down from the inside point of our wall, and we're going to go down 2 feet, 4 feet, and 6 feet. So I'm just going to go ahead and add all that together. So 6 feet plus 4 feet is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus 2 feet, 11, 12, So we have 12 feet plus that 6 inches. So I'm just going to go ahead and make a quick line. 12 feet, 6 inches. And then we can go ahead and divide it up. So from this point all the way down, we're going to go 12 feet. Remember, not 13, but 12 feet, 6 inches. And we're going to end right here. So I'm going to align it. And we're going to take our line straight down. And that's where our line should end. Now, these walls in here are interior walls. So that's why the walls here are going to be smaller from the exterior walls, because interior walls are 4 inches unless they're plumbing walls. So from this point, we're going to go out 4 inches. So remember when I was saying this is 6 inches? So if this is 0 and this is 6, our 4 is probably going to be about right here. Now it's going to be super hard to get, so as long as you don't go all the way to the 6, you're going to be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and mark a little line right here, and that should be good. And we're going to go ahead and take it all the way to the top. Make sure you line up your triangle, and take that all the way to the top. And go ahead and close that. I'm going to go ahead and erase this mark where we had it at. And now we have our interior wall. Now from that same point where we had marked it last time, I'm going to start at the 0 with that intersection right here. And I'm going to go to that 12-foot, 6-inch mark, which is 12.5. Put my little dot, get my triangle, and I'm going to take that line down. I'm going to just line it up with the straight line that I already have. And I'm going to take it down. Now this wall is going to be a 6-inch wall since it has a bathroom over here. Whatever way y'all want to lay out your bathroom is fine, because we're going to have a plumbing wall right here. So if you want to put plumbing on this wall, good, it's a 6-inch wall. So now we need to make it 6 inches, so it's going to be 0. Remember, our 6 is that halfway point, and we're going to mark it. Line it up with that line right here, a straight line that you already made, and then take it all the way down. Close it in, and that's our 6-inch wall. I'm going to go ahead and erase that. Now we're going to do a 4-inch wall all the way from this point to this point. Of course, you can go ahead and do the openings in a while, but I'm just going to make my line real quick, and I'm going to erase my openings. So I'm going to do 0. Remember, I'm going to start at that interior point. I'm going to start at this exterior point right here. Start at 0. Hold on, I'm wrong. Start at this point right here, the outside point, because our dimensions from that outside point. So you're going to start at 0, and we're going to go all the way to 30 feet 3 inches. So our 30 feet 3 inches is like right here. It looks like we're hitting 30, but remember, our 3 inches is only this much from here to here. So we're going to take it all the way over. Oh, sorry, I wasn't using my triangle. Gonna line it up. Bring the line all the way over. Now we're going to do our wall thicknesses, and our wall thicknesses can go inside. We're going to go 4 inches. Remember, it's going to be hard to get it super perfect, so just make it at least smaller than your 6-inch, 0 to 4 inches. Super hard to get. And you just make your wall thickness. Line it up with the line over here, and take the line all the way over. Line it up with the line, and take it over. Okay, now we have to make our openings for our doors. So you're going to do 0 to 6 feet. We're going to start at this outer corner. Start at this outer corner, 0 to 6. I'm going to go ahead and mark where that 6 foot is. Draw a line up. Then we have 4 feet, so we're going to do 0 to 4, 2, 4, line up. 6 feet 9 inches to is the next one, so 0 feet. 6 feet 9 inches. So remember, this is 7 feet. And between this and the 6 and 7 is 12 inches. So half of that is 6 inches, so 9 inches is somewhere in between here and here. It's going to be hard to get it precise, get it as best as you can. Mark your 6 feet 9 inches. Once that's done, we're going to go over 3 feet from that last point that you made. 0, 1, 2, 3. Mark a line, and then your remaining distance should be 10 feet 6 inches. Okay, now that we have those door openings, remember this is going to be a door. So I'm going to go ahead and erase that, and we're going to do the same thing that we did over here. For this one, it's not going to be a door where we have our 4 foot opening. What's going to happen is it's going to be like an opening for a door. So you know how a door kind of sits in, a door is on the hinges of that opening, of that door opening. Instead of a door being here, it's just going to be an opening. So how you look at that is that it's dashed lines. So I'm just going to go ahead and erase a couple of marks, and now we have dashed lines. That's what the opening is when there's no door. Okay, now we're going to go back to this. We're going to make this door 3 feet because, again, like I said, if it's a 3 feet opening, you need 3 feet, and then when it swings back, that 3 foot door is going to cover that 3 feet opening. So 0 from this point right here, we're going to go up 3 feet. 0, 1, 2, 3, we're going to mark it. We're going to get our triangle, line it up with a straight line, and we're going to go up 3 feet, which is that little line that I made. And then you're going to slowly connect that corner to that corner with a curve. Now we're going to go ahead and do an opening on this side. So we have a 4 foot opening right here. But from our interior point that we made is going to be 2 feet. So we're going to go 0 to 2, and we're going to make a little line right here. Okay, from that line we're going to go 0 to 4. 0 to 4, we're going to make a line right here. And then from that point to this point, to the interior point, we should, from 0 to the exterior point, which is over here, we should have 6 feet 6 inches, which is correct. Okay, this is where our opening is going to be. I'm going to erase little lines just so it can be dashed lines like the other. Okay, so we have 2 4 foot openings, and we know they're openings because it's a dashed line. We have so far 2 doors at 3 feet each, and now we need to come over here. We're going to make our windows and our doors on this wall. Okay, so from this outer point to in, we're going to go 7 feet. So 0 to 7. We're going to go ahead and do a mark. 0, we're going to start at 0, and we're going to go to our 6 foot mark. So 0 to 6, we're going to make a little mark. Okay, from this point next, we got to go 7 feet 6 inches. So 6, 7 feet 6 inches. 7.5 right here. From that point, we're going to go 4 feet. 0 to 4 feet, make a line. From this point, we're going to go 2 feet 6 inches. So we're going to go from our point 0 feet to 2 feet. We don't want to go all the way to our 3 feet. We're just going to do 2.5, which is the same thing as 2 feet 6 inches. Make a line. Okay, from that next point, we're going to go over 4 feet. All our windows are going to be 4 feet. So 0 all the way to 4. Make a line, little dot. And then from that point, we're going to go over 2 feet 6 inches. So 0, 2 feet, not all the way to 3, but 2.5, which is the same as 2 feet 6 inches. Okay, now from that point, we're going to go all the way to 4, 0, 2, 4, and there we go. So now once we have our little lines, I am just going to line my triangle up with the paper, and I'm going to continue those lines so I can have a straight line for those walls. I'm sorry, in between the walls. I'm just taking them all the way. Make sure the triangle stays lined up so you get those straight 90-degree angles. Okay, so we have our 3 windows that are right here and the sliding door. So our sliding door is a sliding door, which means it does not swing or anything. So we're going to go ahead and leave it like that for now. And for our windows always have one line right in the middle. So I just kind of like putting my triangle right in the middle, take a line all the way down, and our windows have lines. And then you need to add the little edges for our windows. There's no proper way to do this, just make them have little edges on them. And there we have our opening for our sliding door, our windows, our 2 4-foot openings, and our 2 3-foot doors. So that's going to be it for our walls. Let me go ahead and untape this so you can see what the outcome is without everything in the back. So this is kind of something you should be left with. Yours should look like this. Next thing you're going to want to do is make sure that you do the dimension lines and that you do hatch your walls. So remember, the hatching is the lines that go like that. Super small, super neat lines. That's your poche or your hatching lines. You're going to do that throughout your entire drawing. Now, you don't do it on your windows and you don't do it on your doors. It's just wherever there's a wall. Okay, eventually it will look like this. See how I did not do it on the windows? And I even did it in the 4-inch walls. Okay, and now we are going to need to dimension. So how you dimension is you need one straight line slightly above this, and you're going to go ahead and mark. So, example, this should be lined up with the edge of the paper at the bottom, but for this example I'm not going to do it. But anyway, you're going to make that line, and then you're going to line this up with the edge of the paper, and then you're going to make your little tick mark because it's from that point line it up with the edge of the paper to get that straight line. To this point, we have 1 foot 6 inches. So we're going to write 1 foot 6 inches. And that's what it looks like, 1 foot 6 inches. Then you're going to, again, line it up with the edge of the paper. Here, and bring this one over. Do that little dash mark. And from that point, we have 4 feet. So let me go ahead and tape this up for you so you can see how it'll look. One more time. Okay. So right here you're going to have 4 feet. So we're going to do 4 feet. Okay, line it up with the edge of the paper. We're going to take that line. Oh, so we almost missed one. See? So from that end of the window to the next start of the window, we're going to line it up to the edge of the paper. Make that line. Do that little dash. That's going to be 2 feet 6 inches. Okay, now from that end of the window to the next of the window, line it up with the edge of the paper. Do the little line. That's going to be 4 feet. Now from that edge of the window to the next, line it up with the edge of the paper. Bring the line up. Do the little dash. And do the little dash here. Sorry. So from that point to that point is 4 feet. From this edge of the window to the edge of the next window is 2 feet 6 inches. Now from that edge of the window to the other edge, we're going to do the little line, and that should have been 4 feet. Don't forget your little slash. And you just keep on going until you hit the end of the wall, and you're going to go ahead and do all these others over here as well. So I'm going to go ahead and continue this line that needs to be longer. I'm going to make sure that my triangle is lined up with that edge of the paper and continue this line down. Always line up with the edge of the paper. Okay, from that window to the start of the sliding door, we're going to do a little slash. That's 7 feet 6 inches. From that sliding door to the end of the sliding door, line it up. And we have 6 feet. And right there to the edge of the wall, to the outer part of the wall, line it up with the edge of the paper, bring that line up. We have 7 feet. Okay, now we do want to have an overall line. So I'm just going to go ahead and mark it right here. We're going to kind of want our line probably out right here. So I'm just kind of marking how far I want it. And then we're going to grab our triangle and at the edge of the paper, line it up. Do our line. Same as the other side, kind of connect it. Continue the line. Oh. Line it up at that edge of the paper. Okay, now this line should kind of lead back up to that one. I'm not going to go over the number, I'm just going to stay there. This one I will continue it because there's no number in the way. And from this point where our little dash is to this point where our other little dash is, we have 39 feet. Okay, so that's how you do your dimension lines, and you're going to go do them for all around the house. This bottom one should be super simple because it's just 64 feet from one end to the other. This top one, we have to kind of break it down into a couple little things, so I'm going to help you here. We want to make sure we go out about the same distance as right here, which is around right here. So I'm going to line up with my triangle with the bottom of the paper and then go out. That's important. Line up with the other side, and then I'm going to connect them. Okay, so that's kind of where I want my dimension lines to be. And we're going to start at this edge of the corner and go up, so I'm going to make sure that's a straight line to that point, and that means from this corner to our next point of 33 feet 6 inches, you might have to get your ruler and measure 33 feet 6 inches again. So 1/4 to 33 feet 6 inches, go ahead and mark it, and then bring that line up. Now notice how it's going to be where that wall is intersecting, right here. It's not this point, but it's this point, the outer point, and we're going to go up. Line it up with the edge of the paper, and go up. Okay, that distance was 33 feet 6 inches. Okay. Our next line is going to be to the, did I do this correctly? I think I did it correctly. Okay. Our next line is going to be 16 feet, 0 to 16. Yeah, I did it correctly. So 0 to 16 is right here, and you're going to make the line connect. I'm going to line it up with this one. Take up that line to be 16 feet. And then, obviously, this outer point up. So from that point to that point, we have 14 feet, 6 inches. We don't need to do an overall one up here because we will have the overall one down here, which was 64 feet. So as long as you did that line that came all the way out to here. Let me do it right now. It was from this point to this point, we had 64 feet. So we have our 64 feet for our overall length, which is why we're not going to put it on top of here because we know this side is the same as this side. Now we're going to go ahead and do our dimensions for this side. So we're going to need this point right here to this point right here at the start of our door. So we want our dimension line the same distance as we've been doing for everything. So we're just going to go out a little bit. Make that line the same all the way across if you line it up. So it was from this point to this point right here. You need to be verifying your dimensions are correct. We have 19 feet 6 inches. From this point to that point we have 3 feet, and from this point to now this point, which is that corner up, we have 16 feet 6 inches. So yours should look like this, and the only thing that would need to be completed on here would be the walls, the hatching of the walls, the pocheting of the walls. Hatching and pocheting are, well, technically the same thing. Hatching is what you do digitally to get the walls to look like this, and pocheting is what you do like with your hands, like manually to get the walls to look like this. So I mean the same thing. They're just kind of just different methods. So we're going to do that all the way around, even to your interior walls. Remember, don't do the openings, don't do the doors, don't do the windows. You're going to do it all the way around, and then you will be done drawing the walls and door openings and dimensioning of this studio apartment.